So now we're going to find the zeros or x-intercepts from standard form when factorable. So for the first one, if we have our quadratic, x squared plus 14x plus 24, what we need to do here is for step one is factor. So I'm looking for factors of 24 that sum together to make 14. So I'm going to just list out the factors 1 and 24. That sums to make 25, so that doesn't work. 2 and 12 multiply together to make 24, and when I add them, it's 14. So when I combine them then, it becomes x plus 2 times x plus 12 is equal to 0. Now for step 2, set the factors equal to 0. And solve. So my first equation is x plus 2 equals 0. And to solve that, just subtract 2 from both sides, and you'll get x equals -2. So that's one of my answers. I'll box that in. And then my other equation, x plus 12 equals 0. So to work backwards and subtract 12 from both sides, you get x equals -12. So my two answers, x is -2 as a root, and x is -12 as a root. Now for part B, we have to find the roots of the quadratic. Now in looking at this one, the coefficient of the quadratic term, or a, is 2. A lot of people just jump to the quadratic equation. However, this one is factorable. So to factor when a is greater than 1, what you do is you multiply 2 and -28. So I go 2 times -28. And when I multiply that out, I get -56. Now, what I need to do is find factors of -56 that sum together to make 1. So I know I could have 1 and -56 and 2 and 28. And 3 does not go into 56, but 4 and 14 does. On the positive number is bigger, so it should have the negatives on these terms, and these should be positive. And then this would make +10. And then I can also use 7 and 8. So I could use -7 and +8. And when I add those together, that gives me 1. So in looking at that, this is going to be how I combine my terms here. So if I'm looking to be able to solve by factoring, I'm going to have 8x and -7x, and I need to combine them here with the 2x squared and the -28x. So I'm going to put the 8x with the 2x squared. So I'm going to go 0 equals 2x squared plus 8x. And then I'm going to put -7x minus 28. And I'm going to factor these two parts by grouping. So if I factor 2x squared and 8x, the largest factor that I can pull out of both is 2x. So if I pull 2x out of 2x squared, we have x left. And if I pull 2x out of 8x, I would have +4. Same idea here. If I look at what I can pull out of -7x and -28, I can pull out -7, and then that would be times x + 4. And now in looking at this, I have x plus 4 in both terms. So I can put 0 equals x plus 4. And then I like to cross them both out so I can see what's left. And I have 2x and then minus 7. So we have 2x and then minus 7. And now same process here. I set both of these factors equal to 0. So I have x plus 4 equals 0 and 2x minus 7 equals 0. And I solve both equations. So I'm going to subtract 4 on this side. And I get x equals negative 4. And then here, I'm going to add 7. And I get 2x equals 7. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And we get x is equal to 7 divided by 2. Or if you change that into a decimal, it's 3.5.